Does your house cat, or at least your 99% of the time house cat, seem to go bonkers once released into the great outdoors? Does your cat almost turn into a completely different pet? Are they on edge, more curious than usual, more playful, and perhaps much more aggressive? In this material, we'll talk about why some cats, primary house cats, seem to undergo a transformation once that door opens to the great outdoors. Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. So much time and so little to do. I think Willy Wonka said that. Strike that, reverse it. Well, it's probably how most cats feel once they're turned loose. Because for all the comforts of home, there's really nothing that quite compares with being outside. Life under the sun is ever-changing. No moment is the same. There are always new things to see, even if that new thing is a single butterfly passing through. When it comes to why some cats act rather strange while under that blue sky, there are a few notables to discuss. And I'll begin with freedom and adventure. Letting a house cat outdoors, that's quite the experience. Party time. Sort of like letting a kid run free in a candy store. Speaking of Willy Wonka. Curiosity overload. So many things to see and things to do, things to explore, things to smell, and those trees to climb, of course. House cats get used to life and the routine of the home. They know what to expect each day, and for the most part, the visuals, they really don't change too much. Cats are creatures of habit and routine, and most felines are more than happy with the daily familiars. It's safe that way. But once that door swings open to the great outdoors, open to that backyard, it's a brand new world. I think to some degree of personality shifts with your cat. In that respect, it's to be expected. It would be like waking up to see $1 billion in your bank account. You can't expect me to act the same way after seeing that. And FYI, if anyone would like to donate $1 billion to the channel, just let me know. I wonder how many litter boxes I could buy with $1 billion. Another reason for the different or strange behavior, and I touched on this one a bit earlier when I spoke about the routine in the home, cats, even house cats that are allowed to roam in the outdoors a couple of times per week, that's still not enough time for it to become stale. It's still fresh and very exciting, and because the experience never really gets old, there's going to be some level of change when it comes to how your cat acts while walking around the home compared to how they behave while sitting on your patio, paying close attention to every sound and every visual. Life just in general is more alive when you are outdoors. This goes for every living thing. The outdoor life, the public life, it's all about the senses. I know we've been knee-deep in the online shopping game for many, many years now, but even to this day, go shopping just a couple of days before Christmas. People are everywhere, and it's an experience. Because those crowds aren't a daily thing, at least not like that, the chaos is still all the more because it's not around long enough for it to become the new normal. This is the same for cats when they go outside. Your backyard, it still has that new car smell, and unless your cat is in the process of becoming an outdoor cat, the indoor pet that only goes outside every so often will never fully adjust to the new environment. That's why you can see a cat inside, and they will always act a bit different once they start to cross the green grass of your yard. Another reason for the change in behavior, and this really speaks to the collective and everything that I've mentioned thus far, but your home is a controlled environment. I spoke about routine and how cats are creatures of habit. Part of that habit is formed because the setting is controlled. Only so much is ever really going to happen, right? Your cat isn't going to wake up and find a trampoline in your kitchen with bees flying around. However, your cat could find that when outdoors, either in your yard or the yard of the next door neighbor. A construction crew could be in the neighborhood one day and your cat will be exposed to all types of noise. The next day, things are quiet. This will keep a cat on edge because no 2 days are really the same. Things are relaxed indoors. The outside world is a life in motion. Once your cat is sent into what amounts to an uncontrolled environment, they have to change a bit, and that leads me to my next point. The collective. Well, let's talk about it. Everything, depending on your cat's personality. Going outside could be a happy, curious time, or time filled with a lot of anxiety and even fear. Once a cat is put outside and into the elements, true freedom is on the table, but that freedom has a price. It can come with a cost. Your cat, any cat, in that situation for that matter, will immediately rely on those instincts more than anything else. There's a vulnerability factor involved from no longer being in that controlled environment. Inside your home, your cat is not likely, they really don't have to worry about some varmint, some critter sneaking up from behind. In the yard, it's no longer a guarantee. This means your cat will naturally be on high alert in every aspect. Because your cat now has to depend on those senses to navigate the environment, the house cat that you know and love could undergo a major shift in personality, especially if your cat gets scared. It's not out of the question for your pet to take issue with you, to view you as the enemy. Acting wild could be a defensive response. Having to be on guard, it might not be something your cat is fond of. It's important to remember that although owners, certainly, we all mean well, not every cat will view quality time in the backyard as a fun experience. They could be fearful of other cats in the neighborhood. They could be anxious about the environment as a whole. Because while it's easy for us to view that time as freedom and to roam and play and have fun, it could be the opposite for some cats. On a personal note, how my cats started to act during outdoor time, that's the main reason they've been inside for a few years, 100% indoors, and they'll never go outside again. Why? Well, I noticed that it seemed like outdoor time was spent hiding and avoiding perceived danger. I started to sort of place myself in their position. And the more I did, the more it seemed like those few hours outside each day was an exercise of survival, certainly not fun. It was almost like I was sending them off to complete a task or a chore or something. If avoiding the bad was how they were going to spend that time, then they needed to spend that time indoors. I learned some valuable lessons during this whole experience. Just because we assign fun to a situation and something that we would possibly enjoy doesn't mean that it'll translate to your pet. To your house cat, going outside could be a nightmare come true. So, if you do decide to let your cat out, little by little, pay attention to how they act. If they seem afraid and anxious, I'd really take stock of things and reevaluate the situation. It can be fun and it can be cute to be curious, but it's never fun to be afraid. If your cat starts to view outdoor time as some type of punishment, the indoor life could be the full-time life. But generally speaking, most all cats, full-time house cats, are felines that are basically, they work a 50-50 daily split. They're going to take on a different personality to a certain degree when they're hanging out under the sun. There are more things to see, more things to do, more things to be curious about and also guarded about. And life, it can change in a hurry when outside. A cat could be stalking a leaf 1 second, and the very next moment they're being chased by the cat next door. The outdoor world, it plays to any feline's most basic instincts. Survival of the fittest, stalk, hunt, and capture. Your cat, they're your buddy when they're on the sofa, but in the backyard, they are an animal. And at the core of it, that's the reason for the behavior. In truth, a bit of wild, it's not so bad. It lets you know that your cat is engaged, alert, and focused, and depending on their actions when outside, physically sound. Adventure is good as long as you're able to oversee it. Whenever possible, try to keep your cat from getting into a sketchy situation. Some pets and some felines are more involved, while others are more timid in terms of personality. Outside of basic instincts, your cat's overall personality, that'll play a role when it comes to how your pet behaves and some of the choices they make when they are roaming the great outdoors. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, does your cat, primary house cat or otherwise, act a bit wild when you open that door? Does your cat run laps around your yard and chase everything that moves or doesn't move? Your thoughts and personal stories, that comment section is all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.